So this is something I almost forgot about. It just dawned on me this morning. I was able to create vague eidetic visions. And I've been trying for a very long time to do this, to actually see it rather than basically shut your eyes off and sit in your brain. And that's how I design a lot of things, is just like a spatial awareness. But actual true eidetic vision is visualizing it, and I can't do it with my eyes open yet. I just learned how to stimulate a certain part of my brain, which is like right up here, right in front of your visual part of the brain, is what I think it is, wherever that is in the back. It's kind of like right in front of it, if that makes any sense. My head kind of scoops upwardly right here, so there's like a lump right here on the top of my head, and that's very much where it felt like I could stimulate. It's the same thing as using peripheral vision to analyze an area rather than just using focal and tunnel vision. And so I made a bicycle, I made a bridge, a couple bridges, and because I couldn't decide what kind of a bridge I wanted, it was really strange. It would just keep changing bridges a couple times, two different types of bridges, a suspension bridge and one of those old iron bridges. And then the Eiffel Tower, and I tried to make my room because that was more complicated to figure out if I could create my desk and my windows and move around it. But and at one point, so these are very vague images. They're not really sharp and crisp, but but at one point I did get a spark of line going up the side of the Eiffel Tower that was what I imagined to be what, say, Nikola Tesla was capable of doing. And I've been trying for years to figure this out because it supposedly runs in our family, but I have a partial eidetic vision in a way. But anyway, so that's kind of how you do it. It's you don't focus your eyes. It's almost like using relaxed peripheral vision, but then your eyes almost roll up into your head, and there's some sort of like muscle here that you're clenching, and while you're doing that, you have to do that at the exact same time that you're trying to stimulate this little epicenter here, while holding an idea in your head of what you want to visualize, and then you relax, and then it shows up in your eyes. It's the craziest thing. Somehow it worked. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait for it to... It kind of wore me out, though, honestly, because it's really hard to focus on like 3 or 4 different things when you're doing that. And then to be able to manipulate the environment that you're visualizing too, because it's easy to hold it all in your brain and not actually see it with your eyes. It's a whole other thing to actually see it right here. And I wonder if anybody can do it. I mean, I learned a long time ago to do audio hallucinations. I know that I can sit, and if I focus on certain sounds and things, then I'll actually hear them. It takes a little bit, but you have to really focus on it. And so that's what I try to turn from audibility into visual. But I mean, I've been able to recall scents and tastes for a long time too. So that's why I like cooking so much. I make all my own recipes. It's because I have that ability to just visualize and taste receptors, what I'm going to be cooking and how different ingredients will go, and I can recall different flavors and things. And so, but visuals, that's the next step. I mean, I've been trying to figure out how to do it with my eyes open. I don't know. if maybe you have to just be able to do it very young, and it takes years and years of practice, and then that's what they say. A lot of people who have eidetic vision, that they lose it, or for photographic, that they lose it, and they can do it when they're younger. As far as I know, you're not supposed to technically be able to do it at this age. I'm pretty old now. But it's taken 2 years to figure it out. How to control all those little senses and things and what you actually have to do. Because the odd thing is that you just relax and then the image appears. It's the weirdest thing. But then keeping it there, too. Because then you have to sort of balance that pressure in your eyes and the focus in the image that you're trying to obtain, and then stimulate whatever it is here in our brain that allows this to happen. And like I said, it's no different than other things that we learn how to control in our bodies, like making yourself feel warm when you're cold, or cold when you're warm, which is far more difficult. I can't do that, but I can always try kind of make myself warmer than I actually am. If it's cold out and I'm freezing. Oh, that's about it. See, everything I imagine that I design, I always have a flaw. That's because of how my brain imagines it and randomizes things. And so I always have to hold different pieces of it in different parts and try to structure and figure out what the flaws are there before I even attempt to draw it out or design it on CAD or something. And so if I could visualize it, if I could just do it just that little bit with my eyes, actually see it just like Tesla could, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have to, you know? That's like, it's basically like looking at a CAD software is what it is. Except I don't actually see it. My brain is the CAD software. So now I want my eyes to be it. Great optimism here. 2 fucking years. Don't ever let anybody tell you something's impossible.